Growing up today and turning another year older is a privilege. And in December, the cabaret and jazz community, we lost an exceptional person. His name was Danny Bacher. And yeah, I know some of you don't know who he is, but I want to tell you about him anyways. Because he was an amazing singer, saxophone player, even recently a published author. And I was never even a super close friend of Danny's, but we were on a lot of shows together over the years, and I always loved our conversations backstage. We even traveled to the Cayman Islands together for a show. We spent a lot of time there, sightseeing, eating delicious meals. We even swam with sea turtles there. What I loved about Danny was that his hands were always in so many creative pots. You know, like his life was so full of joy and chasing dreams. He was confident, but never cocky. And he was always making these incredible things happen for himself, and he seemed to really enjoy the process. So when I found out that he died suddenly at 48 years old, I was totally shocked. And like I said, I was never even a close friend, but a friend of mine, she's here, Annie. Annie, you said, because I mentioned to my friends how torn up I was about this. I mean, everybody was. It was just so unexpected, and he was perfectly healthy. And she said, you know what? Sometimes there's a lesson in this. And I thought a lot about that, because I thought about, how do I want to show up? You know, how do I want to continue to show up? And what I want to do is I want to honor Danny's light and his joy and his humor. You know, he lived a life that some people could only dream of. And I only wish I had told him this while he was still here, and I think that's a lesson too. But it's worth talking about, and it's worth remembering. But this is for Danny, and this was also written by Sarah Bareilles.
I love you. Anytime.
It's a really old city, split between the dead and the living. So I thought to myself, sitting on a graveyard shelf, as the echo of heartbeats from the ground below my feet filled a cemetery in the center of Queens. I started running the maze of the names and the dates, some older than others, the skyscrapers, little tombstone brothers, with Manhattan behind her, 3 million stunning reminders, built a cemetery in the center of Queens. You said, remember that life is not meant to be wasted. We can always be chasing the sun. So fill up your lungs and just run. Always be chasing the sun. So how do you do it? With just words and just music. Capture the feeling that my earth is somebody's ceiling. Can I deliver in sound the weight of the ground from a cemetery in the center of Queens? There's a history through her, sent to us as a gift from the future, to show us the proof. More than that, it's to dare us to move and to open our eyes and to learn from the sky, from a cemetery in the center of Queens. You try. And live like we're still alive. You said, remember that life is not meant to be wasted. We can always be chasing the sun. So fill up your lungs and just run. Always be chasing the sun. You said, remember that life is not meant to be wasted. We can always be chasing the sun. So fill up your lungs and just run. Always be chasing the sun. With Manhattan behind her, 3 million stunning reminders from a cemetery in the center of Queens. Thank you, everybody.